Recent studies reveal the hidden meaning behind your dog's weirdest behaviors. If your dog follows you into the kitchen, it may not be food. It could need something else from you. If he steals your seat the second you stand up, the reason might surprise you. And if he keeps licking you, he could be trying to tell you something. These behaviors aren't random, so let's reveal what they really mean. Number 1. The weird licking that never seems to stop. Ask yourself one question, not whether he licks you, when he licks you, because the timing changes the meaning completely. Right as you walk through the door, fast and frantic at your hands and face, that's an inherited greeting. Wolf puppies licked at the mouths of returning adults to say, "Welcome back." He's running the version that survived in him. Slow, quiet licking on your arm while you sit still? That's a self-soothing loop. The repetition releases calming chemicals in his own brain. He isn't cleaning you, he's steadying himself, and you're the anchor he chose. Licking your face the second you cry or raise your voice? That's the peacemaker version. He's read the room and he's trying to fix it. Same tongue. 3 completely different sentences. Tonight, notice the timing before you push him away. You'll find out which one you've been ignoring for years. Number 2, the bathroom behavior that embarrasses every owner. You close the door. A nose appears underneath it. You open it, and he walks in and lies down on the mat like he booked the room. Everyone tells you this is dominance. He's controlling you. He's guarding you. Throw that out. A dog who's guarding stands up. He faces the door and stays tense. Your dog is flat on the tile, half asleep, beside a toilet. That's not control. That's a group animal doing the most ordinary thing in his world, staying with his group. And you just walked into the one room in the house with a door you actually close. The bathroom is the only place you go where he can't follow, so he follows. Here's the honest test. Leave that door open for 1 week. If the interest disappears completely, it was never about you, it was about the door. Number 3, the paw on your arm. The second you stop petting, your hand stops moving. Within 2 seconds, a paw lands on your forearm. You start again, and the paw relaxes. That paw isn't 1 signal, it's 3, and they're easy to tell apart. A soft paw resting on you while his eyes stay soft is a plain request. Keep going. A paw that arrives with weight behind it and a hard stare means he already asked politely and got ignored, so he turned the volume up. A paw plus a nose shove plus climbing into your lap isn't about petting at all anymore. That's about you. Run this once and count. Next time the paw lands, do nothing for 10 seconds. Just watch him. If he settles, he was only checking you were still there. If he escalates instantly, that paw has become a lever, and you can only fix what you can name. Number 4, the greeting behavior that horrifies your guests. The door opens and your dog's nose goes straight for the most embarrassing spot available. You apologize. Your guest laughs nervously. Nobody in that hallway understands what happened except the dog. He's reading a resume. Concentrated scent glands sit exactly where he's aiming, and a few seconds there tells him sex, age, mood, general health, and whether this person has another animal waiting at home. That sniff is the handshake, the introduction, and the background check, all in one move. Skipping it would be like you refusing to look at someone's face. You can't delete the instinct, but you can redirect it. Give his nose a job before the handle turns. Scatter a few treats on the floor by the door, or push a toy into his mouth. A nose already working can't work twice. That's the entire trick. Number 5, the weirdest thing he does right after a bath. A woman in Ohio spent $40 on a lavender bath for her Labrador. 8 minutes after the towel came off, he found a dead worm on the patio and ground his shoulder into it. You've lived this exact scene. You know the smell. Here's what actually happened. You erased him. That shampoo stripped away every trace of the scent he spent days building. His identity, in smell form, gone in 10 minutes. He came out of that tub as nobody, so he goes shopping for a new coat. And he picks the strongest, oldest, most complicated smell in the yard, because in his world, that is the most interesting thing a dog can wear. Fix it without a fight. Bathe him. Then take him straight outside on leash for 10 minutes of pure sniffing. Give his nose a job to do. He'll walk right past the worm. Number 6. The sleeping behavior that looks like a snub. He climbs onto the bed, spins, and settles facing away from you, back against your leg, face to the wall. It feels like a rejection. You wanted the cuddle, you got the tail. Picture 2 dogs in one room. The first sleeps curled tight, chest hidden, facing the door, eyes never fully closing. The second flops down with his spine pressed into a human and goes completely off duty. The first dog is managing a threat. The second one has handed the door over to someone else. Turning his back on you is the clearest way a dog can say, "I'm not watching you, because I don't have to." And while he's at it, he's covering the direction your eyes can't reach. Try this tonight. Sit on the floor with your back to him. Don't call him. Count how many seconds before he leans into your spine. Number 7. The head tilt behavior you've been reading wrong. Here's a game for the next 3 days. Count the head tilts. But don't just count them. Write down the exact word you said right before each one. Most owners think that tilt means confusion. Cute dog, brain buffering. It's the opposite. The tilt is focus. His muzzle is a wall. It blocks the bottom of his vision. So when he wants to read your face, your eyes, the corners of your mouth, he has to move the wall out of the way. At the same moment, he's swinging one ear forward to catch the exact pitch of what you said. He tilts when he's working. Now look at your list after 3 days. You'll see the same handful of words repeating. Walk. Food, his name, the name of a person he loves. That list isn't a party trick. That's his vocabulary, and you just wrote it down. Number 8. The kitchen behavior that happens. Every single time. You get up for a glass of water, and he's already there. Not the living room, not the bedroom, the kitchen at midnight, before you've even taken 3 steps. Think of that room as a slot machine. Somewhere in his history, it paid out. A dropped piece of chicken, a crust handed down, a spoon he was allowed to lick. It didn't have to happen often. It actually works better when it doesn't, because rewards that arrive unpredictably build the strongest habits in any animal alive. A room that pays sometimes beats a room that pays always. He can never rule out the next jackpot. There's a second layer too. The kitchen is where you stand up. Everywhere else you sit down and vanish into a screen. In there, you're upright and moving, and he finally gets a version of you he can follow. Number 9. The grass-eating behavior, with 2 very different meanings. His head drops mid-walk and he starts mowing. You pull the leash. He resists. 10 minutes later, it comes back up, on your rug. Most of the time, this is nothing at all. Grass is fiber. Dogs have been eating plants for thousands of years. And the old story that they only do it to make themselves sick doesn't hold up. Most dogs who eat grass never vomit. But there's a version of this you need to take seriously. Frantic, gulping grass, head down, eating fast, then licking the floor, licking the couch, licking the air. That's a completely different behavior wearing the same costume, and it points to real nausea. So learn the difference tonight. Calm chewing on a nice walk? Let him have it. Desperate eating like he's trying to fix something inside him? That's a vet call, not a training problem. Number 10. The yawn behavior that has nothing to do with sleep. He yawns when the vacuum comes out. He yawns when your voice rises on the phone. He yawns while you're hugging him a little too tight. He isn't tired. Check the clock. None of those are sleepy moments. That yawn is a pressure gauge. Dogs use it to bring their own tension down and to ask everyone around them to do the same. It usually travels with a lip lick, a turned head, or a slow blink. Here's a test that works on the first try. Sit in front of him tonight, relaxed, and yawn. A real one, wide and slow, then wait. A lot of dogs will yawn straight back within a minute. That isn't copying. That's an emotional line running in both directions. Now use it. Every time you see that yawn, ask what you just did. He's answering you honestly. Number 11. The weird tail chase. Nobody times properly. Next time he starts spinning after his own tail, do one thing. Start a timer, 10 or 20 seconds of chaos, then he flops down looking pleased with himself. That's normal. Puppies discover their tail is a toy that follows them everywhere, and grown dogs use it as free entertainment when the room gets boring. That isn't a problem. That's a bored dog inventing a game with the only equipment he owns. Now check the clock on the other version. Long spins, over and over through the day. Chasing that starts the moment you leave or the house gets loud. A tail that's wet, chewed, thinning out. That's the identical movement with something completely different underneath it. And it's a loop he can't exit alone. From the couch, they look the same. Only the stopwatch and the tail itself tell you which one you're watching. Number 12. The barking at absolutely nothing in the hallway. He lifts his head, stares down an empty hallway, and barks at air. You look, nothing. You tell him to stop. Here's the problem with that. There is almost never nothing. Your hearing gives up around 20,000 hertz. His keeps going to roughly 45,000, and he's catching sounds from about 4 times the distance you can. A neighbor's key 2 floors down, something moving inside the wall, the thin electrical whine coming off a charger or a television left on standby. He isn't imagining things. He lives in a bigger version of your house than you do. Try this instead of scolding. Walk to where he's looking, check it out loud and calmly, then walk away. Most dogs who bark on repeat are dogs whose alarm was never answered. They get louder because nobody ever came to look. Number 13. The weird full stop mid-walk that won't budge. He plants his feet on the sidewalk and turns into a statue. You pull. He leans back. People are watching. Don't pull harder. Ask 3 questions in this order. 1. What's ahead of him? Look 30 yards up the road, not at the ground. A dog he's had a bad meeting with. A bin truck. A man in a hat. Pavement that burned him last summer. Dogs stop for what's coming, not for what's under their feet. 2. Which way is his nose pointing? Aimed back toward home means he's finished. Aimed along the route means he's mid-sniff and needs 6 more seconds. 3. How old is he? New stopping in an older dog is very often pain, not stubbornness. Answer the right question, and it stops being a tug of war. Number 14. The stretch. He does the second he sees you. You walk in the door. Before the tail even gets going, he drops onto his elbows, pushes his back end up, and stretches long and slow. Freeze that frame, because 2 completely different messages use almost the same shape. Look at the back end. Rear up high, elbows down, tail swinging loose, a little bounce in the whole thing? That's a playbow. He's asking you to start something. Now the other version, no bounce. Front legs sliding forward, spine lengthening, mouth opening into a soft yawn, back legs stretching out one at a time. That's the greeting stretch, and it's the one everybody misses. It only shows up with people he's genuinely relaxed around. A tense dog holds his body tight and ready to move. Stretching means he was resting. He registered you, and he's comfortable enough to unfold right in front of you. Watch which version you get tonight. Only one of them is a compliment. Number 15. The seat. He steals the second you stand up. You get up for 30 seconds. You come back and he's in your spot, curled up tight, carefully not making eye contact. He's been accused of being cheeky for years. Let's actually hear the evidence. Exhibit 1, temperature. Your seat is the warmest surface in the room, and he's an animal who will never turn down free heat. Exhibit 2, smell. That cushion holds the heaviest concentration of you anywhere in the house. Sitting in it is the closest he can get to being beside you when you're gone. Exhibit 3, position. Your seat almost always has the best view of the door and the room. You chose it for exactly the same reason he did. So he isn't taking your chair, he's taking your place. Test it tonight. Stand there quietly. A dog who slides over is sharing. A dog who freezes and stares has decided that spot is worth defending. Number 16. The heavy head. He drops onto your lap. He walks over, and instead of sitting, he lowers his whole head onto your knee and leaves it there. Dead. Wait. No wagging. No demand attached to it. Rank the ways a dog can touch you and you'll see why this one is different. Bottom of the ladder is proximity. He lies down in the same room. Almost every dog does that. One step up is contact. A shoulder, a paw, a body against your leg while he stays alert. Higher again is stillness. He touches you and then stops moving completely. The top of the ladder is weight, handing you the heaviest, most vulnerable part of his body and switching off the muscles that hold it up. That's the head drop. It isn't a request. Dogs beg with their eyes and their paws, never with a limp neck. Don't move for a full minute when it happens. Stillness is the only correct answer. Number 17. The thing. He chewed while you were out. You come home to a wrecked shoe, a chewed remote, a shredded cushion, and the same sentence comes out of every owner's mouth. He did it because he was angry with me. Stop looking at the damage. Look at what he chose. Out of an entire house full of objects, check the selection. The shoe you wore yesterday. The remote your hand is on every night. The corner of the sofa where you always sit. The door you walked out of. Now check what he ignored. The furniture that smells of nobody. The rooms you never use. That isn't random, and it isn't revenge. No dog holds a grudge for 6 hours and then plans one. He went looking for the strongest concentration of you in the building, and he held on to it with the only thing he has. That shoe wasn't anger. That shoe was you. Here's the part nobody says out loud. Your dog has been talking to you every single day of his life. Not in the obvious moments, not the tail wag or the bark at the door, in the slow lick on your arm while you sit still, in the nose under the bathroom door, in the head tilt when you said his favorite word, in the yawn he gave you when your voice got loud, in the feet planted on the sidewalk, in the stretch he did the moment you walked through the door. He's been sending these for years. Most people never answer a single one. You're not most people anymore. So do this. Pick the one that hit you hardest and drop just that one word below. Lick, tilt, or seat. Whichever word shows up the most, that's the behavior I take apart next, in full detail. And if your dog does something weird that wasn't on this list, describe exactly what he does. Somebody down there has the same dog, and I'll find you the answer.